Alright, we're going to be making this part of the National 5 graphics assignment. It's pretty simple for the most part. A couple revolves, a couple extrudes. This part's probably the hardest, but I'll show you some really easy ways to break this down and make it super simple for yourself. The assembling and constraining can be quite tricky. You can get yourself mixed up quite easily when you're doing this, but I'll show you a good strategy to make this pretty simple for yourself. When I'm making this, you can follow along at your own speed. You can change the speed in YouTube by making it 2 times as fast or as slow as you want. It'll just sound a wee bit different. So we'll go quite quickly. I'm going to go to new, I'm going to go to standard and create a new part. I'm going to create this part first of all. I'm going to do a revolve, so I'm looking at this profile here. It's going to be a triangle with the size of 50 up, and it'll be 60 along, and this rectangle here going from 45 along and 10 up. Start 2D sketch, click a plane, and I'm going to be dimensioning as I go as well, so rather than clicking and then going to my dimension, I'm just going to be typing in sizes. And I do that by just clicking once, getting my mouse going the way I want to, and then I type in the size and click enter. Click escape, and I'll do the bottom part. I'll click, get my line in the way, and then type in 60. So I've got 50 by 60, and I'll just close up the triangle there. I'm going to do a rectangle. I'm going to click once and move my mouse in the direction I want to go, and it's going to be 45 and then 10. To move over to the other dimension, I'm just going to click tab, moves me over, and I can type in 10 as well. You could totally just draw it and then dimension it. Doing it that way just saves a bit of time and you get used to it, even though it's a wee bit fiddly. I'm going to now finish my sketch. I'm going to revolve it, click my 2 profiles, click axis, click my axis, and click OK. Now what I need to do is I need to shell it. It says over here that the wall thickness of the bird feeder is 5mm, just this top part. And you can also tell by the hidden detail running all the way down to the bottom that this face is also removed. You don't really be able to tell that by looking anywhere else apart from this, so we know we need to remove this face. So I'm going to go up to shell. I'm going to change this thickness to 5. I'm going to make sure I'm on remove faces. It'll do this by default, so you shouldn't have to click anything, and then you can click OK. Now what we need to do, it's almost done, we just need to get this hole in here, and it's really important that we get it at the right size so that when we come to assemble everything, everything's fitting, and making sure that it's the right distance away from this edge is really important as well. So it's 5 in the diameter of 5, and it's 4mm up. I'm going to do this by starting a 2D sketch. And we can't start a 2D sketch on a cylinder, so you need to go up to origin and you need to click a plane. You could create an offset plane, but I'm just going to do it in the center and sketch it while it's a wee bit hidden. So I'm going to go to my origin, make sure I'm on that, just so I'm snapping right into the center of this. Means I don't need to do any other funny dimensioning. I'm going to just type in 5, click enter, click dimension, and I'm going to select the center of this and the bottom of this and make this size 4. Finish sketch, and you can see just floating in the middle. So when I go to extrude, I'm going to go both ways. I'm going to go to cut, and I'm going to just drag this out until it makes a hole and click OK. So that's this first part done. I'm going to move on to the next 2. They're pretty simple. I'm going to also save this, make it all into a new folder. Pull this top and create a new part. Only need a few sizes for this one, so we can see that the outer ring is 80, the inner ring is 75. Same sort of thing over here, but this is 6 down and 5. And this is a radius of 10, so really make sure you're paying attention when you see a radius, that when you type in you're not doing 10, because we'll have to make sure we're halving it. So file, sketch, first circle, whoops, First circle is 80. This time I'm just going to make sure I type in 76, and then click enter. Finish my sketch, extrude, and I'm going to make this 200. Now, same thing as last time, I'm going to start a sketch on my origin. Do the bottom first. So this time I'm typing in 20, even though it says 10, because this is our diameter when you put this in. This time I'm going to send it this way. Don't need it that big. Just make sure you're on cut. And same thing. Make sure you're on the same plane. Make sure you can see this dotted line so you're on the axis. And it's 5 and 6. Finish sketch, extrude, symmetrical, cut. And there we go. I think I just didn't drag it far enough that time. So that's that second part done. I'm going to save this, save as, call it middle, and create my next part. So this part, pretty easy, 5mm by 140. Circle at 5. Finish sketch, extrude, 140, and there we go, that's the rod finished. File, save as, rod. Move on to my next part, file, new, and this part is probably going to take you the longest, but it's pretty simple once you break it up. So I'm going to do this base part, and then this ring part, and then this inner ring part, and then the sort of rod going through, and then the little cutout part as well. So start off with this bottom part, which is over here. So I'm going to do a circle at 100, then extrude it up by 10. So it says 15, but I'm going to do my next ring at 5 up. So this one's just going to be 10. So 100 by 10. And then my next ring, 100, and it is 96. And this one's going up 5. Then all I need is this inner ring, so the size is 80 and 84. Finish sketch, extrude, click my ring, and this size is going to be up 30 from the base. Next part, going to just be drawn onto this plane again. Make sure I snap to the bottom of the base, and this side is going to be 20. I'm also going to draw a line on the base, just going straight across. This will just allow me to trim out this bottom part. Finish sketch, extrude. Do symmetrical this time, go both ways, and make sure that you're not cutting out any of this inner part, and click OK. And a similar sort of thing for this rod. It's going to be going the same axis, and it is 6 and it is 5 up. So again, symmetrical, and this one has a size, so 140, and click OK. So that's all our components. I'll save this part. And this time I'm going to go File, New, go into Standard mm.iam. And I'm going to go to Place, select all my parts at once, click, and then right click and click OK. So this is really the trickiest part. So far that's all been pretty easy. I'm going to first try and get this all assembled so I can still move it up and down, so I can see underneath it. And then, so these 3 parts all assembled with just a simple mate. So these faces are all touching, so the outer face of this and the inner face of this, the outer face of this and the inner face of this. Then put the rod in, and then put the rod into this part, and then align the rod to this rod so that it's all in line, and then just put this into place. Sometimes it can take just a few attempts, so don't be afraid to remove any constraints or just undoing and going back to the start and trying again, but I'm trying to make this as simple as I can. So I'm going to go to Constrain, and I'm going to click Mate. It's already going to be selected. I'm going to click this outer face here, and then this inner face, and that will join them together. If it puts it in upside down, you sometimes need to move this all around, but this is fine for me, so I'm just going to click Apply, and I'm going to cross this off just so I can move it up and down. So I can still move this pretty freely, which isn't what I want in the final, but for now this will work. And then I'm going to do the same with the bottom. Go to Constrain, click the outer face, click this inner face, and in this instance it has flipped upside down, so I'm just going to click that, click Apply, cross it off and move it up. So I can spin this round, I can move it round, and I can move it up and down. So now we just need to start aligning these things. I'm going to align these both first. So there's 2 holes. So there's one on this top one and one on the bottom part. So I'm going to use the rod to align them. So I'm going to click Constrain, click the rod, and I'm going to click this part and just click Apply. Then I'm going to click the rod again, and then I'm going to click this circle. Make sure you get that center line going all the way through it as well, and it will align them both like so. Now what I need to do is I need to set a mate, so I can still move this left to right. I can't move these around anymore, which is good, and I can't move it up and down, so these are aligned properly. I just need to get this put in place so I can't move it anymore. And for that I'm going to use the mate tool again, so Constrain, Mate, but this time I'm going to use Flush. I'm going to click the end of this and the end of this, and that puts them in line with each other. And now if I try and move the rod, the full thing's moving. Now I just need to put this into here, so I can do that again by using Constrain. I'm going to select the bottom part of this circle, the bottom part of this circle, and there we go. So when I first done that, it did take me a few tries, but it might take you a few tries, so if so, just undo it, keep trying, but that's it.